quest for the sacred Yeti in a small village nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas, there was a legend that had been passed down through generations. The legend spoke of a mysterious creature, the Yeti, known as the Abominable Snowman. People claimed to have seen its enormous footprints in the snow and heard its eerie howls echoing through the mountains. Some believed the Yeti was a guardian of the mountains, while others thought it was simply a myth. One cold winter morning, a young adventurer named Raghav set out from the village, determined to uncover the truth behind the Yeti. Raghav had heard the tales his whole life, but he was skeptical. He was an experienced mountaineer, having climbed many peaks in the region, but he had never ventured deep into the treacherous heart of the Himalayas where the Yeti was said to reside. Armed with nothing but his courage, a sturdy rope, and his trusty camera, Raghav began his journey up the steep, snow-covered trails. The higher he climbed, the more isolated he became, with only the sounds of the wind and his own footsteps for company. Days passed, and Raghav found himself deep within the mountains, in a place few humans had ever set foot. The snow was thick, and the air was thin. His body grew weary, but his determination kept him moving forward. He camped at night under the stars, his breath freezing in the air, as he searched for any sign of the creature. Then, one fateful evening, as the sun dipped behind the towering peaks, Raghav stumbled upon something strange, huge footprints in the snow. They were unlike anything he had ever seen before. The prints were massive, with claw-like toes that seemed to stretch for miles. His heart raced with excitement and fear. Could it be the Yeti? Was this the proof he had been looking for? Raghav followed the tracks for hours, feeling a mix of thrill and anxiety. Suddenly, he heard something, a low, rumbling growl that seemed to reverberate through the mountains. It was not an animal he recognized, and it sent a chill down his spine. He crouched low, trying to stay out of sight, but then he saw it. The Yeti. It was real. The creature was enormous, covered in shaggy white fur, with eyes that gleamed like the moon. It moved gracefully, despite its size, and seemed completely at home in the harsh environment. Raghav was frozen in awe, not daring to make a sound. The Yeti sniffed the air and then turned to look directly at him. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. Raghav's heart pounded in his chest as he stared into the Yeti's wise, ancient eyes. It was as if the creature knew he meant no harm. Slowly, the Yeti turned and vanished into the forest, leaving Raghav in stunned silence. In the days that followed, Raghav continued his journey, but he no longer sought to capture the Yeti on camera or prove it to the world. He realized that some mysteries were meant to be left untouched, and some legends were too sacred to be proven. When Raghav returned to the village, he shared his experience but never mentioned the Yeti's appearance in detail. He had come to understand that the mountain was a place of great power and mystery, and that the Yeti, if it existed, was not a creature to be exploited. It was a guardian of the Himalayas, a symbol of nature's untamed beauty. And so, the legend of the Yeti lived on, not as a tale of terror or curiosity, but as a reminder of the incredible mysteries that still remain hidden in the vast, snow-covered peaks of the Himalayas.